What's up, everybody, man? Welcome back to another episode of Bar Drinks and Entrees, Season 3. I don't know what episode this
Episode 8, man.
I don't know.
God damn.
Season 3, Episode 8, man. We back, though. You know what I'm saying? We back for another episode. My name is James.
My name is Kenny, and we're here bringing casual conversation to life. I'm very excited for this one here. Got a couple people and a returning guest as well that are joining us for this episode here. Definitely excited about the topics we're going to be discussing and things like that. So before we get into that, man, how your week been, James?
I mean, it was payday.
Payday?
Yeah, so, you know, it ended very well, even though I get paid to pay bills.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Payday. That shit don't last, but until
that shit gone, man. That stuff is gone. Yeah, man. So, but other than that, you know what I'm saying? I had a good week, you know what I'm saying? Ending it this weekend. We got a nice little sneakers and stilettos gala on Friday tomorrow. So, you know, if y'all ain't doing nothing, pull up on me. You know what I'm saying? I'll send the stuff to y'all. But yeah, I had a good week, man. No complaints, no real complaints. Work was good. Last weekend, I ran a marathon. So, you know, second time, 26 miles, 26.2 miles, man. So it was the virtual Boston Marathon. So, man, you know, and I got another one coming up in November.
Oh, you went to Boston?
I just said it was virtual, bro.
Oh, okay. All right. I was going to say, shit. I ain't listen.
Now, how was your week, bro? Just let's get to you. How was your week, bro?
My week was good, man. Besides sports, you know, I'm only going to be watching boxing and hockey moving forward. You know, basketball and football has been ruined for me. So, but other than that, man, my week's been good. This is not a pay week for me. This is the off week. So I'll be home this weekend because I just got back from Vegas last weekend. And Vegas is very expensive. Just for everybody to know, everything is, you want to go have a good time, just be prepared to pay $1,000 and over. You know what I'm saying?
Yikes.
So yeah. But I had a good time, man. I celebrated my 38th birthday.
Happy belated, brother. Happy belated, man. Happy born day.
Appreciate it,
another year around another year around this earth, around the planet, man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it. I left out on the 6th of October just to get them extra 3 hours on the West Coast for my birthday. So
man.
Yeah, man. But I definitely had a good week, man. Thanks for
I know I seen you was dressing all your all black, had your little plaid slacks on. I was like, okay, you stepped out of your
comfort zone, right?
You know
definitely outside my comfort zone, man. But yeah, I'm getting older, man. I gotta let the jeans and the Jordans go, man.
I know. I see you had your little ankles and your John Collectors on. You know what I'm saying? I see you out there. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. Without further ado, enough about us, man. Let's introduce our lovely guest that's on the show. Let's start with the ladies. I'm gonna start with Ms. Key Edwards first. So if you want to introduce yourself, I know I said your name, but introduce yourself and tell us anything that you support Black or any Black businesses, anything of that nature. All Black everything.
Well, I'm Kelsey. I'm from Alabama, of course.
What part?
I'm from Opelika, Alabama, near Auburn, but I've been in Tuscaloosa for 10 years.
Okay, I got a lot of people that I know from Alabama. They love that Roll Tide, man. They heavy on the Roll Tide.
I got my degree there, so yes, I'm gonna say Roll Tide until that 70K is paid for. Okay. But yeah, I teach pre-K, so my week was fine. And as far as Black businesses, I support everything Black. I love food. Anybody who cooks food, I'm buying it. I don't care if I order on Facebook. I don't care if I see you on the corner, at your trunk. I'm going to buy food from Black folks.
Yeah, okay, cool. Miss Taylor.
Hi,
the lovely Taylor.
A returning guest of ours.
I'm Taylor. I am actually originally from Alabama. I met Kelsey in college, Roll Tide. And I have been in DC for 4.5 years. And I actually just started at a private practice. I'm a therapist. So if you're looking for a therapist in DC, check me out. I work at Capital Center for Psychotherapy and Wellness.
Okay. Wow. Okay, cool. Hey, Black History fact. Tell it. Didn't your was it you or was it your other cousin?
No, it was the other girl.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what it was. Okay, because I know they had some. Their grandfather did some stuff in this. I think in Alabama, but okay, cool. All right, moving on. E Gray, man.
What's good?
Talk to us, man. Talk to us.
Man, it's Eric, man. I've known Kenny for about 20 years now. And we had many interesting conversations at that morning breakfast table. And he was I will say he was the subject of many jokes. So I'm looking to see him fire back now. He all grown up now. We're gonna see what he coming with nowadays.
It ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed.
Hey, I'll say he was a good sport though. I'll say that he was a hell of a sport. He ain't never get sour about nothing.
Yeah. That's same. It ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed, bro. It's Kenny every day. Nothing changed. And anything black you wanna promote?
Yeah, my man got these hats, got the sweatsuits, got everything. He got the new drip, the hats. It's chapter 7 on Instagram, CEO_MO32, CEO Mo 32, operating out of Clinton, Maryland, locally owned, you know what I'm saying, black owned. He graduated with me 2001. Kenny might know him. He went to Gwen Park, you know what I'm saying, doing his thing, got the sweatsuits, got the hats, got the shirts, got the socks, got everything.
Okay, cool. And last but not least, I call him Raleigh. Raleigh.
That's all I go by. Look, that's all I go by. I'm Raleigh, man. I don't go by my first name because my mom named me after some cute white boy, so I don't really like my first name. That's why I don't go by my first name. But I heard she said she's a therapist. I cracked my knee coaching these kids the other day, so I might have to come see her too because there's a lot of information up in there. I done started the comedy, man. I started at comedy. You know, James, we started it in the Allentown Recreation Center. That's where we started it at. Been doing it for about 8 years now. So got a lot of projects coming up. We got this show that we're gonna be doing on YouTube series, the Times That Binds. We got another comedy show coming up November 5th, $20, all you can eat, all you can drink. Just don't come in there trying to drink everything, be pissed and drunk. We want to kick you up out of there. Get you up out of there, you know what I'm saying? But if you want to support someone, you can support one of my athletes. He went to Penn State, graduated from Penn State, ran track there. His clothing line is called Acid. That's ACID. It's called Acid. You can find him on Instagram just like that.
Man, cool. Man, what's wrong with that mic, man? You're a comedian, man. Get your mic together.
I don't know what's going on with my mic, man. And you know what? I probably got to step my game up because I'm still in the Android life. I'm just...
Yeah, man,
listen, I don't want to pay a mortgage for a phone. That's just,
I get it. Bro, you sound like you're underwater, bro. You sound like you're underwater.
I can't do it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the same price as my mortgage.
I was just saying, man, you sound like you bought your phone from Circuit City.
It might be an echo in here. I just moved, you know what I'm saying?
So okay. Yeah, I see you got the cute one little wine glass behind you doing it major. I see you back there.
Hey,
I tip a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, when I first met Riley, we was all at the club. And y'all two niggas was going, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say niggas.
I told you,
y'all two was going back and forth, y'all. Like just like this, y'all. Like I can't be in the same car with y'all two, man, because I'll probably Earl.
Oh man, I'm not funny. Listen, man, I'm not funny. I'm not a comedian.
All day, every day.
Yeah, man, I'm not. He's a comedian, man. I'm not funny. I'm not a comedian, man.
Man, please.
I keep trying to get him on my stage, but he don't want to do it.
I know, man. I know. We gotta get him out there. We have to get him out there one day.
Hey, that ain't my lane, man. I stay in my lane, man. But without further ado, man, Kenny, let's get into this happy hour, man.
All right, yeah. So this week we had Dave Chappelle, who put out a special, and it was a unique performance, I should say. To me, I'm a fan, so it was kind of genius. But there was controversy behind it because of these days and times. There's a lot of you gotta be careful what you say and how you run with things. But Damon Wayans, I saw an IG post of Damon Wayans, and it was fairly funny to me, but I just wanted to bring it up on the show. like the way Harriet Tubman freed the slaves, Damon Wayans said that he may have freed the comedians back into, you know, the way things were in the 90s, and you know how we grew up on Def Comedy Jam and things like that. So I just wanted to run that by, get people thoughts and reactions on the show, and also how y'all feel about that statement that Damon Wayans made.
First of all, have everybody seen the comedy special?
You know, I seen it.
You've seen it?
I've heard the steps and like the controversy of it all.
Okay.
I've seen the one before this one, but not this one.
It's roughly the same. He just dove deep into it.
Right.
like
the one before this one, he focused on white folks.
Yeah.
And then this one, I think it was more on white trans folks, and it just kind of got out of hand.
That's exactly what he was touching on. He was basically talking about how if you just listen, he talking about white people. And if you actually go back and listen to all of them, you can hear what he's doing. I mean, he's real crafty and witty with it. And I mean, he didn't only touch on them. He touched on, you know, the Asians and, you know, COVID and all that. But at the end of the day, like you said, we always got to cancel them out soon. It's just like with the John Gruden. I know it's off topic, but just like the John Gruden, when he was talking about the Michelin tire lips, they was going to brush that aside. But as soon as he mentioned something about, you know, fags, and that's all he said, that was the end of his career. So why wasn't it equal for him to be losing his career when he said something about a black man or, you know, something racist? But something racist is easy to push off, but when it's somebody that's, you know, that gay life, they coming to get you.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough, man. I'm gonna let people speak. You know what I'm saying, Taylor? Let me come to you, Taylor. let me come to you, Taylor, man. Like, you know, I'm gonna come to you. You already know why. Come on, man. What's up? Talk to me.
So it's so funny because one of my trans clients that I had earlier today brought this conversation up in session. I actually had a nightmare about it. And
me too.
I want to just say that I cannot tell anybody how to react to something, right? Like we don't know how it affects people, right? I do think that we're in a cancel culture. I don't like, I want accountability culture more so. Like, let's hold people accountable, but I also think we don't have conversation enough to like talk things out versus canceling people, right? Like, are we having conversation, right? Just kind of like, not off topic, but the baby, or not the baby, Lil Boosie,
the baby.
HIV.
Yeah, the baby
HIV thing. And the HIV organizations came in and like let's educate him because he clearly sounds ignorant, right?
Yeah.
But I will say though, just kind of like what it could be if you don't listen, like you're saying, to what Dave Chappelle is saying and like follow the history of like his stand-ups, you can miss it, right? And some people don't listen. So my client was concerned about their father watching it because they're a big fan and like using that against them, right? And it's kind of like, that's not the point, but like that's how it's affecting them, right? And so we have to acknowledge like how people's words who have influence on people can really impact us, right? Not bringing in Trump, but that's another thing. Like Trump's another example, right? His words affect a lot of people. So that's it.
Yeah,
I got you. Eric, what you think, man? How you feel about it?
Well, as far as the transgender, Black comedians for years that I've been watching, they've been making jokes about gay people for however how long. Him downstairs, like, and there was no backlash. I think the only reason that people even attack David Chappelle is because he's not the typical urban Black person. You know what I mean? He's and when I say, I mean, he's from DC, I'm from DC, but he's more so, you know, like he probably, I don't want to, this isn't a criticism as much as an observation. Like you're not seeing Dave Chappelle pulling up to Berry Farms to shoot ball in the summertime. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's a white Black dude, because he stands for like Black pride, and you know what I mean, he has a Black card, but I mean, if we're being honest, he's not an urban Black dude like most Black people. Like, and I feel like white people felt because he's who he is, he would be more receptive to their criticism, as opposed they wouldn't even have tried that shit with Eddie Griffin or Robin Harris or something like they wouldn't even have brought that action towards them because they wouldn't have gave a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying Dave Chappelle does. I'm just saying that, like, I feel like white people view Dave Chappelle as white friendly more so. You feel what I'm saying?
No, I understand where you're going with it. I understand what you're saying. A little just like a little easier on the eyes. You know,
exactly.
If you understand what I'm saying.
And he definitely and he lets white people have it, but it's like tongue in cheek. Like white people, like, yeah, that's funny. Like they take it as a joke. You know what I mean? And he could be dead ass serious.
He is dead ass serious.
And I'm not, because he's and I mean I'm equal opportunist. Like I'm mixed. I'm biracial, so like I make fun of everybody and anybody can get it. You know what I mean? I don't feel as though I feel like this culture today is so sensitive
and weak.
Yeah.
All the way down to sports. Like I don't want to get off subject, but like sports too. Like with comedians, it's sensitive. You can't even touch no one on the elbow in basketball without getting a foul. Like if you watch basketball in the 90s, these motherfuckers, excuse me. They punching out here and there's no fouls, but now you got a foul because you touch his elbow. It's just
I think people in today's time look for their feelings to be hurt more so than their feelings getting hurt. That's what it is.
Hey, you on to something with that.
So y'all don't think, and I'm just asking. I mean, I understand I understand from both sides of it, you know, but do you think that it's hard? You know, they feel like they can't live out their truth. So when they getting punched on, like supposedly they say I mean what Dave Chappelle said and everything like that, you know, they get punched on.
I don't think he's punching on them.
Yeah, I was just asking because
if that's the case,
I don't either. I'm just asking.
Yeah, if that's the case, you punch them on women, real women. They're trying to eliminate the woman. You see what I'm saying? They're trying to replace the woman. They make stuff and everything. So at the end of the day, they beating down on our women. So at the end of the day, they need their own lane. Ain't nobody mad at what they're doing, but they gotta stop trying to cancel the woman because they're trying to cancel the woman out. That's the issue.
Yeah, I mean, like
if the floor is open,
go ahead.
I think that's a little controversial to cancel the woman.
You want to hear a point?
I feel as though they are emulating the woman, and imitation is the highest form of flattery. Like I believe that they envy the woman. I don't necessarily think it's a cognizant attempt to replace the woman. I wouldn't go that far because I feel like I would be speaking for them when I'm not one of them. So
can I give you an example?
Excuse me?
Can I give you an example? Before, our women were very natural and they loved themselves. But then all of a sudden, the tranny could be recognized with all the makeup in the Adam's apple. So what they did was they started to force people to wear makeup, more of them to wear makeup. The trannies started getting in videos and showing them how to put makeup to look flawless. That's the way right there. So now everybody's wearing his makeup. Now they fitting in. Now you can't tell. That's a point right there. Because now you really can't tell because they damn sure look like women. I mean, we couldn't blend in. We had natural women out here, man. They didn't wear the makeup like they did like they do now. Them eyelashes and shit, that was a tranny thing, that was a drag thing.
When it comes to those things, I think that's more. I get where you're going, but I think that's more I just think that's more like TV. You know what I mean? They make beauty, and they make, when you look at TV, that's what they think beauty is.
I mean,
long hair and eyelashes. You know what I'm saying? Like you see that in cartoons and stuff like that. So I
mean, it's all going that way now.
That's a good point.
It's all going that way because I could take it a step further. The women putting on the lashes, and the men wearing skinny jeans and walking around with man purse.
I seen you with some skinny jeans on, Kenny.
I ain't had skinny.
Listen, I don't want to get on. I don't want to get too far off topic. I don't want to get too far off topic. That's a conversation for another time. Too. Yeah, that's a conversation for another. That's a conversation for another time. But I do understand what Damian Wayans was saying too about freeing the comedians, because now you don't. What Dave Chappelle did was allow the comedians to be their true selves. They don't have to walk on eggshells when they talk about any subject. Because a lot of times, what comedians do for us or for me is they speak on things that we want to speak on, but we're scared to speak on. Right. Because we don't want to be criticized, scrutinized, or, like you said, canceled. So because they're comedians, that's why comedians are allowed to do so. You know what I'm saying? But let me ask this question before we move on. I'm gonna get everybody, because we all black on this show. So
yeah, a couple more minutes.
A couple more minutes. I just want to ask this, and I'm just asking. So how would you guys feel, like, you know, and this is just asking that. I know they're gonna say it's not the same, but we talk about, like, they talk about the LGBTQ community, the LGBTQA, ain't it A, I think, at the end of that now? I believe. I don't know. Asexual, I think that's what it means.
It is.
Alien.
Okay. So okay, so with that being said, they're getting their feelings about it. Would you be upset, Roddy, as a comedian? I'm gonna come to you first as a comedian. Would you be upset if a white man on as a comedian used the N-word?
I've seen it already.
I never seen it. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I've seen it in New York. It's the way that he delivered it. It's always the delivery, and the way he delivered it, everybody was just looking like, what? It was like a shocker. He's like, oh, that's my guy. And he got on the stage. You know what I'm saying? So it was just the way it was the delivery, the way he did it. You got to set it up well. You got to make it known that it's not in a racial content, you know. And he did it with a song. He was out just with his fellas and stuff like that, and he just went through with a song. So I've seen it, and it was slick how he did it. But
let me ask you this though.
I mean, it was buzzing.
No, before I just want to make sure. I want to ask everybody else. I want to get.
Okay, I'm sorry. Was it in Manhattan? Was it in Manhattan?
No, it was in Brooklyn.
Oh shit.
Okay. So Key, how you feel about that? Just asking. Key.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm telling. Oh, I don't know. Okay. No, not really. Not really. If it's a comedian, I guess it depends. Like you said, the delivery. And then also, like, I used to be like, no white people can say that word. But then you got to realize that some people come from different backgrounds too. So if this white girl was in foster care and she's grown up around black people her own life, she's around that word, she's going to feel comfortable using it. We shouldn't be using it in an offensive way. So if she grew up around it, I can't be mad at her for being white and using it because she grew up around that. And then as far as him slipping it out, he's a comedian. So, and like that delivery, he says it, if it came out non-offensive, then, you know, it is what it is. As long as you ain't around here being a hateful Confederate person.
Yeah. Taylor, what you think? Taylor, just asking.
So I think that going back to what I said originally, you can't tell somebody what to get upset about. And I understand comedians, like, they're telling their truth and their opinions. You know, they're being truthful, right? Like, they're saying whatever's on their mind. However, right, just because we have an opinion about something, we have opinions about things that are not that knowledgeable about, right? Like, in this conversation just now, I heard a lot of things that were not factual, right? And if it was somebody who had influence, right, and they said it could be harmful to other people. So that's kind of my thoughts.
Eric, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, if it's funny, I'm cool with it. If it's funny, what I have an issue with is a black person will get upset at a white comedian for using the word nigger, but then will walk down the street past a homeless black person and have a pocket full of money and not buy him a sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, for me, you know what I mean? Like, it's like you can say whatever you want to say. It's a free speech. What is like if it's about uplift, if you about that life, like, I love my people, show me that you love your people, not by canceling or getting on somebody else's culture or somebody else, but by uplifting your own people. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
like, when was the last time you seen a homeless Jewish person? Ever have you seen? Or a homeless Chinese person?
I don't be in the area, so I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Well, see, I see you got some growth. You got to get on your grind, man. You got to get on your grind. You got to get there.
Saying, like, you know what I mean? Nah, I just don't, you know, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. But anyway.
What you about to say? Because they'll cancel you, Chad. They'll hear this. They got swayed.
Nah, but what you think, Kenny? How you feel about that? And we can move on.
No, I'm just gonna say, like, I mean, this America, man. So, like, and people gonna say what they want to say, and like, I mean, look at Trump. I mean, we know who Trump really is, and like I said, I just think everything is just, I don't know, man. It's we fired John Gruden, but we don't cancel Donald Trump.
Gotcha.
And this is a guy who incited an insurrection.
Right now.
Got a police. He got a police officer killed and a motherfucking civilian killed. And we fired John Gruden over fucking calling somebody a big lip person. Like, come get the fuck out of here.
Nah, you didn't fire him over calling somebody big lip.
Well, yeah.
You weren't fired for that.
Yeah.
You fired for the misogynistic, answers, the misogynistic emails and the anti-gay emails. That's what he was fired for.
Yeah.
Wasn't fired for saying he had big lips. Let's call it spade a spade.
Yeah. Let's get that cleared up, right?
Yeah, let's get that clear.
But can I also just say one last thing, James?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I want to recognize, like, right, like I understand that like our Black experience is completely different, right? And so Black folks are going to have a different opinion than the LGBTQ because it looks different, right? And it seems that like uproar happens more so with that community and factual, right? We're talking about the basketball, or excuse me, the football coach, sorry, Lamar, and being fired over, not the racist stuff, but more so the homophobic stuff and like all that kind of stuff. So I hear that. It's, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to say it like this, but it seems like right now, that's who's running the world. So, they have the power.
No, I can't say that. I can't say that. What I can say is, like I said before, this is a trending society. I think the reason why everybody is so sensitive is because of social media. We put this shit more in front of people every day, every second of the day, more so than we did in the 90s and the early 2000s when we had
too many people are having an opinion about it, and then it
you can see
that person.
You have when celebrities start entertaining everyday people and start fussing with them and everything. Like Kevin Hart having the worst time of his career right now. And it's just like Big said, man. First they love you, then they hate you, then they love you again. So I mean, it's what it is, man.
It is what it is. Moving on, man. Kenny, what's the game you got for us?
All right, the game is we'll go into it real quick and go around the table. If hip hop was a school, who would be your teacher and why? And
me and Kenny answered this. So nah, Kenny, we answered. So we just want y'all to answer.
We answer. We just let y'all answer and give us a good explanation. This is just a break the ice game. So
real quick.
We'll start with
Does it matter who?
Nah, whoever your hip hop artist is.
Yeah, James said Coolio. We'll start with Miss Edwards.
Well, we're always starting with me. Okay. If I were to choose a hip hop artist, it would be Jay-Z. He would be able to help me capitalize the talents that I have, and B, because he'd be able to help me capitalize the money I make from that.
Capitalist. Eric, what about you?
I'm gonna go ahead and say Currency. I don't know if anybody hit the Currency, but Currency been in the game for a while. He's got more, in my opinion, well, not in my opinion, I mean, as far as material and product, he has more material out than any major artist that there is. He drop a mixtape every month. He's unique. You know what I mean? He's been on No Limit and Cash Money. You know what I mean? He is a innovator in his own right, and he's done it independently without a major label backing. And he comes from a musical family of jazz musicians. Just I like things off the beaten path. I could have said Kanye because of, I mean, he's a mogul, you know what I mean, and producer and rapper and a business mogul, but I'm gonna go with Currency. I want to take something off the beaten path.
All right. Riley, what you think, man?
I'm gonna say Nas, because I'm a history buff. So if he was like my history teacher, I feel like back in the day, Nas used to always talk on our people. You know, a lot of people never really listened to his words, but he talked about how we were kings and queens and how we actually, we taught the Europeans, and for real, a lot of people don't know this, that we did all the teaching, we did all the showing. And I always been a history buff on our culture, and we never really got it in our school. So if you're talking about African American history class, I would say Nas.
Okay. Yeah. I know James like that.
That's my guy, man.
Yeah, that's
Nas
the
my
good
guy, man. Nas my guy, man.
Taylor, what you think?
Yeah, so I loved the Nas answer because I am also a history buff. I love history, but I also so I'm gonna change my answer to either J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar, just because of the like civil rights stuff, like social justice stuff, because that's something that I'm about and passionate about, as you all can hear.
Yeah.
Cool, right, man.
I'm gonna get to
the. That was a lot of that was some good answers. You know what I'm saying? Hove, Nas, Cole, Kendrick, and Currency, the hot spitter. I know about Currency. You know what I'm saying?
I see you help Spit Andretti.
Yeah, Spit Andretti. I like the joint he did with what's his name? Remember that made cushion orange juice. Wiz. You got a joint with Wiz. You got a couple different joints.
Got a new called Angel on the Hood because my money good.
Currency got a good ride out music. You know what I'm saying? Good ride out. You know what I'm saying? Ride through the night and just coasting.
Him and Freddie Gibbs favor to me, man. Like I could ride at Freddie Gibbs. I could ride at Currency, man.
So Currency would be.
They got a tape together called Freddie Gibbs and
yeah. So for me, Currency is my Currency would be Big Crit. That's my that's my like my underground rap.
Yeah,
underground rap.
Underground. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
definitely.
Cool. Come on, Ken. Let's move on to that first round, man. That first round. While he's coming up with that first question, man, I want him to go around the room while he's doing that. What everybody drinking on if you're drinking? Miss Taylor, what you drinking on if you're drinking tonight?
Water, because I've been under the weather lately. So I have some Crown over there I was trying to drink, but I was like, let me be good and sip on some water.
Okay. Riley, what you sipping on tonight, buddy?
I'm sipping on this Russian white called Rocky.
Okay. Cool. Whatever. Eric, what you sipping on over there, my guy?
I got some H2O in my cup, man. I'm trying to keep it clean for these people.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. And Miss Edwards.
It's too many to choose.
Okay, Miss Edwards got the bar open.
Yeah, the bar for real.
Too many to choose.
And everything.
No, I'll probably take a shot of cognac before I leave, though.
Okay, are they Yinak? The Yinak. What you drinking on, Kenny?
I got this Four Roses, This,
okay.
Yeah, it's a bourbon. So
yeah, bourbon. Yeah. I'm over here drinking.
He got a little bougie throat.
Yeah.
He wanted to slide down. Something else.
Yeah, man. I got I'm drinking on Four Loko. So
Okay.
Now that's gonna make you cuss.
right.
Nah, man. I'm drinking on bourbon myself, man. It's a Canadian whiskey for the most part. It's pretty good. And then I got a Corona. That's it. Gotta have me a Corona Premier, man. I'm getting old. Gotta watch my calories.
No bullshit.
You gotta watch my calories, baby. 95, 90 calories, baby.
We can get into this first round, man.
Go ahead, man.
I'm not trying to offend nobody, so let me just give this disclaimer here, because I just want to be very direct with this question because in the Black community, I'm just going to talk how we talk in the Black community. But some of the best people that's done things for me before I entered my career were white people. I just want to put that out there. So I love my white people, especially the one that did the most for me in college. All right, so I hope we don't get canceled, James.
We not.
Well, I hope I don't get canceled. Okay, I just started a new job.
You're not gonna get canceled, I promise.
These are the words of Kenny Brown. Do we desire, but it's not bad though. Do we desire people of color to quote unquote act white in corporate America? And why is that right when it's morally wrong?
I'd like to get involved in this.
Can I go ahead, Eric? Since you jumped out there, go ahead.
The distinguishment I make is they have what's considered white, and then they have what's considered street. I would like to just wrap it all up and say professionalism.
Thank you.
Intellectual.
Professionalism has no race. Like, for example, you could be speaking in a white voice at work, but if you're complaining about what your child did last night and how you got to go to the hairdresser and talking about a bunch of shit that's unprofessional, no matter what voice you're using, that's still unprofessional. So professionalism is the factor, not black or white.
That's the one.
Okay. Taylor.
Yeah, so I have grown a lot. I used to get so offended when Black folks used to say I spoke white. I grew up in the country. The white folks I was around did not speak the way I spoke. I speak proper because my mom's from Brooklyn and I just speak proper. I don't know. That's not black or white. That's just how I speak.
Y'all New Yorkers speak very proper no matter who it is.
They speak Italian.
They announce everything.
Maryland. They do. Y'all sound
Maryland. They don't say, so we drag our words Maryland. So they say Maryland, Brooklyn. We're like Brooklyn.
Yeah, it bothered me. I don't think, how can you talk a race, which is, don't get me started on race in general, but.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
I got the same thing.
Miss Edwards, what you think?
I got the same treatment as her. It's like, why you talk like a white girl? And I was like, I don't talk like a white girl. I'm country as they come. I just intellect. I speak my words. I speak them as full as I can so you can understand what I'm saying. I'm not, because I feel like if someone talks country, I'm like, why are you talking like a country white person? I'm not going to say that. Because I know black people that speak country. I know white people that's country. It depends on where you're from. Like you're from Brooklyn, so you spoke that way. Like if you're from Chicago, you're going to intellect your words. If you're from the South, you're going to use a little slang that may be a little longer. So I don't feel like it's a black or white thing. It's just, I guess, like you say, the professionalism of it. Like you can't come into this corporate American job saying, hey, how y'all doing? You can't, I mean, you can, but you can't. It's not professional. It's not professional. You'll see a white person coming in. So a white person comes in and they can be loud and obnoxious. I'm like, that's unprofessional. So I don't feel like it's a white or black thing. It's just how you act and where you're from.
All right.
And it depends on the setting.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Like, it depends on the city because when I moved here from California, I was fighting everybody. I had to get acclimated to y'all slang out here because I called Maryland Maryland. I called Bowie because I'm just enunciating. So it was just like, they was like, what? It's Bowie. I was like, no, there's a W in there. And then when you say Maryland, it's an R in there. So, but I had to get used to it, so I won't keep fighting every goddamn day because people talking about how I sound. So
it's called social rules of language.
Exactly.
It's a skill that you get at the age of 4.
Okay, preschool teacher.
I hear you. I don't know, man. I agree with you guys on the professionalism thing. I truly do, but I still think, sometimes we cannot be our true self. Sometimes we do have to be uptight. When you walk in these rooms and you are the only person in that room, and you're looked at like you're not supposed to be there. So you have to walk a certain way. You have to talk a certain way. You have to be a certain way. You don't have the same rope that quote unquote they have. in a sense. And I've seen it both ways, you know what I'm saying? I've seen it when it was a predominantly Black, you know, office and everything like that. And they feel that way. I'm not going to sit there and say they don't, but, you know, but for the most part in corporate America, as, you know, it seemed like, you know, you can't, like, for a while, women couldn't wear braids. You know what I mean? Women couldn't do this. Like, you know, feeling as though you have to dress a certain way. If you're like they come in skirts a certain way, and it's okay. Like even now, like, you know, what they wear and then to compared to what we wear because we're a little more shady. Yeah, we a little more shady. Right. You could say you might hear them use, you know, curse words and things like that, and they feel okay about it. But if we do it, it's like yikes. Or if John is mad at the water fountain, it's different. If James, I'm mad at the water fountain. If I'm mad, everybody's on pins and needles.
Oh my God, you're okay.
Yeah, so you know, like so, or you know, I remember one of my friends. I asked him one time why you don't wear your beard. He's like, man, corporate America.
Yeah,
clean cut looks way better than me wearing my beard. It's less intimidating. I'm more inviting when I have a shaved face.
Right.
And I've seen, you know, one of them, you know, I've seen a white person or, you know, person that's not of color have a full-fledged beard.
Yeah.
I remember when tattoos was a big thing. You know what I'm saying? We had tattoos. I remember Kenny and I having a conversation about him having braids, and if he don't cut his hair, he won't get a job. And he cut his hair, and when he cut his hair, he got a job. Like, these are true things. So I believe in the professionalism, and I understand that. I still think you do have to be professional to a certain extent. I think they are a little entitled. They get to say what they want, or say what they please. They come the way they want.
Yeah, you know it's the definition of professionalism. Like, who's defining what's professional and what's not? Yeah.
Yeah. So I understand. Like, you know, you still have to be a professional in any setting when you're in corporate America or when you're in any job. Period. You know what I mean? I get that, but you know, if Kenny see me, he'll dap me up. If he see one of them, he's gonna shake that hand. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying?
Language.
Yeah. So and it's one of those situations he may say yes. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and you know he feel like he has to say certain words or he has to, you know, change the way he sit. Like he has to sit up straight. He can't lean like when he you know what I'm saying? He can't be his true self. But they may be their true self and then, hey buddy, what's going on? You know what I mean? And they're who they are. Or they're like, wow, your hair looks nice. How'd you get it like that? Just feeling like they could say those. It's like, you know, it's just things like that. So, you know, I still don't believe that, you know, like I had somebody tell me just recently, hey man, depending on where you live, don't put it on your resume because they look at that and they see where you're from and then they determine, you know, they can make determine your race or where you live, like, and they may not choose you as a candidate.
For real?
What? Yeah, I've had that there. Somebody told me that recently. So,
Kenny,
you know,
like what Kenny said about white people helping him out, white man told me how to set my resume up. He basically told me how to set it up, and he took a whole announcement and he put it on a page with the resume, but it was he said copy and change the color to white. So when they have it go through that reading system, it pops and your resume gets pulled quicker than a lot of other people because it hits those key words. I've been getting jobs fast as hell ever since then.
Wow.
So it's just like, you know what I mean? You know, it's just that, you know, I just still think we have to, you know, act a certain way or, you know, walk on pins and needles. Sometimes you can't be your true self. You can't make the same joke because you may look like, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. So, you know.
I'm like the reason for me and James starting this whole podcast is basically to have these conversations and put it in front of whoever we attract to watch it. And like, so the people from the outside can understand, well, I'm not gonna say outside, but just everyone can see what we, you know what I'm saying, what we talk about at the, you know, at the bar or whatever, a setting of being comfortable. And like, I just remember, like with my braids and everything, like I had hair since 11th grade. I ain't cut it till probably 3 years after I graduated from college. So it's like my hair was real long, and James used to always tell me, you ain't gonna find a job until you cut your hair. And I was like, I was, you know, 23. I'm a rebel at 23. I'm like, nigga, I ain't cut my hair. Fuck all that shit. They gonna hire me. This is what I know, not what I look like. Yeah. And, you know, went on about 3, 4, 5 interviews, and I'm sitting in there and I'm so uncomfortable. and I feel the eyes looking at me, and I know I don't have a chance. But when I did come out here, I did have, I was able to find a job, and multiple jobs. So
we had that story.
So it's. I just want people to see how a young Black male feels going into the corporate America, even to a point where culturally we're not used to wearing suits, certain ties and stuff like that. I'm uncomfortable wearing a suit to this day. You know what I'm saying? Because of how I dress in a comfortable setting. But I do it because I have to. I even had to pick up a sport. In my line of business, we've been on contracts, and I gotta figure out the people that I'm trying to work with. They love golf, so I picked up this whole new sport. I went to the driving range, learned how to play golf. I played basketball and football all my life, so it's a lot of things that I'm not saying that it's acting white, but what I'm saying is, if I get hired and another guy gets hired, that's a Caucasian, it's more of an uphill battle for me to fit in, than more so of that guy or that woman. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, I feel like that question is true. It does resonate with me a lot personally, what I went through.
Let's also bring in the women's experience.
Yeah, that's what I was say. The woman experience.
Yeah, that's why I said. Yeah.
And can I say something?
Go ahead.
I don't want to start anything or step on anyone's toes, but when you said, you picked up golf to fit in or whatever the case may be, I wouldn't necessarily take that as you trying to fit in. It's like the definition of integration. I don't want to sound mean or anything, but if you are friends or you get to know a white colleague, that white colleague will befriend you, and they'll tell you everything you need to know before your black coworker. And it's just the truth to a certain extent. It depends on the situation, but a white man, if they feel like they trust you, or if you go golfing with them, you get to know them. It's not us against the white people all the time. And I feel like we got the chip. And some people are like that, and then some people are not. So I feel like you should get to know everybody and see who they are as a person. And then you could go golfing, and they will tell you everything that you need to know to be the best person on that job. And this black man next to you will try to do the same, but then they'll throw you on the bus real quick. Because at the end of the day, we are traumatized by our history. We've been taught
that's what it is.
To do this to each other. So that's why black homeless people are on the side of the road, and there's no Chinese or Asian. They didn't go through the trauma that we went through. It's centuries ago, but we still.
What I'm going to say, I hear that, and this is what I have to respond to that, and I tell this to everybody because I've been in the similar struggle. I was incarcerated. I did 5 years, something like that. Penitentiary, jail, all that. Nobody cares. You still have to succeed. You still have to compete against people who haven't been through what you've been through, who don't have records. You know why people excel in the NBA and the NFL? Because they're better than their white counterparts. They're better than you. Just have to be better, and you have to understand that that's just the case. You can't sit around.
Sometimes you gotta learn from that white person to be better.
Oh yeah. I don't demonize white people. I don't blame.
Oh yeah, of course.
Today, but I mean, even being better doesn't always win, because it is a such thing as nepotism. So you know what I mean. Even being better doesn't always get you to that next level. But I understand what you were saying, Ms. Edwards, but like you said, I think we was raised that way. We was raised with a crab in the bucket mentality per se. You know what I'm saying? Always had to get ahead. I also feel like, because of that, we've always got to look over our shoulders because there's not enough of us in the position to help.
Let me ask you this though. Is it because when you say does the crab in the barrel mentality, and then we got to move on, but does the crab in the barrel mentality comes from us trying to get love from a person outside our race? We're trying to get that love from
I think we're just trying to get the success that they have. I don't think we're trying to be accepted by them. We're just trying to get the same opportunity as them.
Last point. Remember, you watched the Dave Chappelle special, so Mama Woody talked about the slave that got freed and then became, and then he began free. He had a farm and he bought some slaves of his own. It's the same thing. People make it and then they do the same thing that most white men do. Some white men do. They hire the white man because they think the white man is the more harder worker. The white man is the more smarter worker. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing, but it's not cattle. It's people.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, I just think that, you know, when we in this corporate America, yes, we do feel like we have to, you know, just at the end of the day, man, first of all, we playing this game with different rules and we don't know the rules of the game. So we playing this game with different rules.
You gotta get to know the rule maker.
Yeah, we don't know the rules of the game.
So
we're playing this game. We're playing this game without the rules that they playing. So they already got a leg up on us. And so we already starting with a, you know, down 20. You know what I'm saying? They already have one up on us. But, you know, I just wanted, that's why I said I do believe in it, but I do believe what you're saying. We do still have to have a sense of professionalism too, especially when we already know what we already up against.
Absolutely.
Just like you said, if we starting out down 20, that means you got to come 21 points high. And that's what it is. That's what it is. And now, and see, we have the propensity to say this should be fair. And that's just simply not the case. You know what I mean? Like put it like this, with great power comes great responsibility. And I believe that the black race is the most powerful race there is.
It is.
And a lot of us, if we were to unionize and gather together and keep the black dollar into our own community and not spend it on name brand clothes and spend it on expensive cars and invest that money in building wealth, generational wealth, and education. Like these are not outrageous concepts. All other nationalities understand these dynamics.
Black Wall Street was not destroyed for nothing.
Exactly. Tulsa, Oklahoma. It wasn't destroyed for nothing. Wasn't no money getting out of there, and they ain't like it.
I didn't hear what you said. You said what?
Black Wall Street.
No, Black Wall Street was not destroyed for nothing.
Right. Oh,
absolutely. We was on to something. That's how you
one of the area in Philly that happened to too. They burned down something in Philly.
They did it in Philly too. They burned down the whole block.
Yeah, I seen that documentary too.
Still burned down.
Yeah, man, we can go about this stuff all day, but let's move
right,
on to the next question.
Hey, you got to build another Black Wall Street. You got to keep trying.
I might have to invite y'all back too, because I want to talk about why we haven't. And it's been so many years back.
Because this before we move on, this is the reason why I feel like that. And you know, this is just my personal feeling. Because I think we're scared to give up a little to gain a lot. And I also believe that because we're not going to reap the benefits of it, that because whatever we do in our time to make make the next generation, the generation after that, have a better life, we're not going to get that benefit. So whatever we sacrifice, we're not going to see the benefits of it.
And all that tell you is we're so traumatized that we want to reap the benefits more than our children's children. Like that's how far back hurt we are.
That's also why we don't have generational, like we don't think about generational stuff. I mean, our generation's starting to do better, but like we should care about saving money for our next generation. But everybody else does, but we over here like, no, that was
trying to get it how we live and
enjoy it while we got it. I'm gonna tell you this, James. No, I'm a big 50 Cent fan, so I ain't never fucked with Rick Ross. But when he bought his son that Wingstop, I said I respect that dude, because that's what I want my people to do. Like, we got to start doing that, man. Like, let's not buy our kids a Bentley. Let's go buy them something where they ain't got to be, you know, they can make their own legacy.
Yeah, hey, real estate is the quickest way to get rich, man.
I mean,
you know what they ain't doing? You know what they're not doing? They're not making no more land. So if you buy all the land, let's get to the second question. What's round two, Kenny?
All right, round two. is practicing, and let's listen to this whole question. I'm explaining it. Is practicing
Hey,
emotional
somebody got an
avoidance.
echo.
It does?
Yeah,
I don't know why I
Both
got
of you all
that.
do.
yeah, somebody got that come.
Let me mute mine. Let me see if it's me. Oh, no, it wasn't me.
No, it's gone now.
Yeah. Is
Yes,
it
or
still
no?
there?
No, it's
It's
gone.
gone now.
It's gone.
No,
All
no,
right.
it's back. I heard it.
So everybody that's not talking, mute.
All right. All right, we good. All right. Is practicing emotional avoidance and calling it a positive mindset a difficult truth? And if so, why do we do this? Examples of emotional avoidance is procrastination, passive aggression, examples of unhelpful coping mechanisms that we may consciously or unconsciously use to avoid tackling a tough issue or facing thoughts and feelings that are uncomfortable. Everybody understand what I'm talking about?
If you want a therapy session, a free therapy session, just say that.
No, that's good. That's good. We got a therapist on the line to tackle this question. But if y'all want me to repeat it before we get into it, let me know.
I might be off, but like I say, just childhood traumas and just trauma period coming up in life. Seeing what your parents went through, seeing what your mom, your dad, or what they went through, and it's something that you try to avoid. A lot of people have been in those situations where they saw if their mom or their dad hit their mom or their mom take beatings from boyfriends and things like that, to the point where they don't want to, get that mad. They feel like they'll end up doing that because, it's just childhood trauma.
All right.
I would like. I think it's mine. I think it's my computer that's got the echo. Do you hear echo when I'm talking?
You good now?
I was going to say, I'll speak. I'll be up forthright about my situation. I grew up in a situation where I witnessed abuse and I was abused, and I became an abuser as I got older. And what I do now, after having suffered the consequence of being an abuser, I just don't deal with certain things. Like I don't. It's a difference, I believe, in being passive aggressive and just have a zero tolerance. Like I'm a lot faster to get people out of my life. Like if you're not on my page and we're not vibing, I just get rid of you. And I purposefully treat you well. I treat you well and dismiss you, and I can, that way I can confidently move forward, knowing that I did the right thing by you. You just, and for lack of a better understanding, you just don't deserve me in your life. And I truly believe that, and it makes it easier for me to leave people alone. And I feel that that's healthy. I don't know. We have a therapist on the line. I'd be curious to hear feedback about that.
All right, Taylor. Cuzzo.
So I think that both of you are correct, right? It's lived experiences, right? It's generational trauma. It's what we saw, what we have incorporated in our daily, routines and lives. I think overall, though, when it comes down to managing our emotions, our thoughts, comes down to, like, we're not taught overall in the Black community, right? We're not taught about mental health. It's getting a little bit better now, thankfully, but if you're not able to identify your emotions or your thoughts, you're not going to be able to really be vulnerable with yourself to recognize what you're doing as unhealthy or healthy or whatever else, right? You're going to continue to do things that are easy, like, I'm going to just use these substances because I ain't got time to deal, or I'm going to, I don't know how to deal with my anger, so I'm going to go punch a wall, I'm going to go punch somebody, or I'm going to do whatever, right? Like, if you can't, take the time to learn, right? We learn some of the stuff that you were taught growing up to deal with your emotions, your thoughts. That's kind of how, this generational trauma kind of continues.
I'm still trying to learn how to deal with my thoughts, and I'm not talking about the ones with you.
It's hard. It's so hard. That's why you gotta. That's that self-awareness and, like, self-improvement is a lot. It's not easy.
Oh, that's some good stuff, Miss Edwards.
Well, from traumas from a kid, I was at a conference and I took a class called The Brain Architect of the Child. And you start off with 4 straws, and this is their brain. And then they go through all of this trauma, and you have to build something out of those straws. You can say, oh, they got a new brother or sister. You add 2 straws, they get all this stuff put up, but then mom hit dad, take this straw away. And it shows like how the brain operates by all this good stuff happening and all this bad stuff happening. And I feel like coping mechanisms are straws that they're trying to add on to balance out the brain. And if you're not given the correct straw, you're just going to use what you got. Or if you're not given what you need to repair it, you're just going to cope. So I feel like that's what friends and family are for. They like help you. And some people just don't want it. But end of the day, it's up to that person. Because we all been through trauma. We've all done it. It's just, and some people succeed at things, some people don't. Like 2 people from the same household may have an alcoholic as a stepdad. One might grow up to be an alcoholic, and one might say, I don't ever want to drink alcohol. I don't want my man drinking alcohol. So it just depends on how you take it and run with it.
Gotcha. I like everything that you guys said. I think y'all hit the nail on the head, especially with us having a therapist on the show, on the show today, excuse me. But like I said, I think that truth hurts. I think it's as simple as that. Truth hurts. You know what I mean? When you have to really look yourself in the mirror and analyze yourself or analyze what you're going through and dealing with. I think it's something that, especially in the Black community, I'm just glad to see that people are taking time out to seek therapy. Because I know for a while, the Black community, you were just known as being plain crazy if you had to seek therapy.
What you need therapy for?
I know, right? So I think
I'm going to church. Like God is my saint. Yeah. That's all I need.
So, and I think those are the reasons why, we haven't been able to deal with some of, I'm just talking about our community in general, that we haven't been able to deal with, our traumas in our lives, because we just live in the lifestyle of that's just what it is. These are the things that, this is the type of life I've had. You know what I mean? Like, generational curse. That's what it is. It's what I've been taught. This is what it was, and that's just how I picked it up. And move on and move forward. Like you said, some of us, we know the language. I'm just a product of my environment. You know what I mean? So, and I just think we just accept it. And like I said, truth hurts. You don't want to, or you don't know better, because like you said, you haven't been taught to tackle those issues or hurts or things that you need to tackle. You've been told to cope and deal with it. And like that's life. And I think those are the reasons why we do what we do.
I wanted to say one more thing, James. I want the listeners to, and as well as us, to go look up the ACE study, Adverse Childhood Experiences, on YouTube. A Black woman did this study, and it just kind of shows like kind of everything we're talking about in a science way. And it's like a 15-minute TED talk or something.
Yeah, there's a couple of different ones. The baby doll test. You know what I mean?
The black one and the white one.
Yeah, black one and the white one. That's in its own right.
It's heartbreaking to me, though.
Yeah. And then you got the other one. I don't know if you guys seen. I forgot this young lady's name. She put everybody. She talked about racism in general, and what she did was she took all the kids in school in the class, and that was dope. I can't think of her name right now, but it was super dope. If I come up with the name, I definitely, if y'all can help me out, I can find the name. But pretty much she just did like this thing where she like, if you had blue eyes, you had to sit in the middle. She yelled at you. She did that, and it just made them understand what it felt like, to be in our shoes per se. But it was just crazy. So, I just think that we used to dealing with these things. And so we just kind of like, hey man, it's just what we deal with. This is life, and we just keep pushing. We tend to survive and not live.
Yeah. Just to tackle, just give my little 2 cents. I thought it was negative mindset until Eric talked about what he did. He kind of convinced me that shit, it depends on the situation. It could be a positive mindset, because it easily could be. I'm a person that I'm addicted to compartmentalize. I have a hard time saying that word. Compartmentalize a lot of things. I have a difficult time. I have a addictive time doing that. I do that a lot, and I don't think it's good for my health. But it's just, dealing with the stresses of being a Black man in America, I deal with a lot, trying to take care of a family, a household, provide, and every day I'm solving problems and being married. So like, you know, I gotta compartmentalize my fear or the agony of what comes from whatever situation I'm confronted with, but I gotta go and try to put that fire out, regardless of what the situation is. I don't have time to be scared. I don't have time to be, you know, to cry or mourn, whatever. I gotta be there through losing a loved one to, you know, handling a financial situation or whatever. I just gotta solve that problem and compartmentalize it. So I do a lot of emotional avoidance in my life. So, and that was the reason for asking that question.
I think we all do. I do a lot of stonewalling. You know, I do shut down. You know, that's just how I handle things. And I know it's not the right way, but if I ain't feeling like whatever, not shut down. You know what I mean? And that's not the right way to handle things, but it's easy for me to cope with it. You know what I mean? And handle the situation.
We're all human.
Right. All right. Well, that was a good one. You want to move on to the third round, James?
Last call.
Last call.
Last call.
Well, this is you right here. Oh, you
man.
forgot? You forgot?
No, I did not. No, I did not. In the last call, man, pretty much what we do is we toast to something, you know, and we toast to something positive. So whatever's positive in your life, whatever's going on, everybody get a glass, get you something. If it's H2O tonight, I'm cool with that. Just put it up to the screen. You know what I mean? Whatever you sipping on, man, put it up to the screen. And everybody, let's go around and just toast to something positive. So, you know, I'm a big fan of ladies first. You know what I mean? I love our ladies.
You got the Remy.
So everybody got the Remy Martin. Everybody got a cup to slide on it. But let's start with you. What would you like to toast to? You're on mute.
You're on mute, Miss Edwards.
She ready for the bottle, that's why.
That's all that is. She already done had 2 shots.
I would like to toast to a more meaningful future that I have. You know, I just got out of a relationship that had me kind of stalling. So I feel like I'm on toast to better choices, productivity, and I don't know, just being me. Cool, getting back to being me.
Cool. Miss Pinkney.
I want to toast to Scorpio season starting next week. Come on, Scorpios.
Virgo Club.
Cheers. We'll
pass when your birthday?
November 5th. And I'll be in Curacao, living it up. I cannot wait.
Where you going?
Curacao.
Oh, and I didn't know about this.
So we'll talk about it later, cause.
Okay.
November 16th.
November Scorpios are the best Scorpios. I don't know about them October Scorpios be doing something.
What you want to toast to?
Hey, you on mute, Eric. You on mute.
I'm going to toast to knowing your worth and trusting yourself to make good decisions.
That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
Kenny, what you want to toast to?
Black excellence. That's it. Just our people, man. Unity, Black unity.
And for me, I just want to toast to everybody. I always do this. I want to toast to everybody on the show. Make sure you guys have a healthy, prosperous life. You know, succeed in all the goals that you guys have planned and achieve those. You know what I mean? And obtain whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? They say sky's the limit, but they got people going to space. So, you know what I mean? Reach for it. Shoot for the moons, because if you miss, you'll be amongst the stars at least. So, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, man, I'm toasting to all y'all, and thank y'all again for being on the show.
Yeah.
Last call, man. Kenny, what's his last call, man?
All right. Third round. We always do this to close out. Just want everybody, just think of anybody that's important in your life. They can be a celebrity, somebody personal, somebody that's a role model, mentor. Who would you have a bar, drink, and entree with at the bar, and just list the reason why. And you know what? I'm not gonna call on nobody's name. Whoever wants to chime in first.
Quick question: did you say anyone, or did you say a specific person?
Anybody, celebrity, somebody you know personally, somebody you looked up to, anybody, dead or alive.
Can I give the same answer I gave last time?
Mm-hmm. That's what you want to.
I want to have one more drink with my Uncle Cyrus.
Okay.
And because he was just amazing, and I wish I could have one more drink with him and tell him everything I've been doing.
That's dope.
Yeah. I'm glad he came to my wedding. He told me he was gonna come. As you know, sick as he was, he said, "You want me to come? I'm gonna come." And he drove 8 hours. So real talk, you know, rest in peace, man. Yeah.
I got you. You know I will have a drink with. I think I still got an echo. I don't know who's on there.
You good?
Good.
Nah, you got an echo. I can hear you.
We're gonna mute.
I would have a drink with Jesus. I gotta have a drink with Jesus. Even if he didn't drink, we could both have a glass of water, because anything that I need to know, not only could he tell me, but I could tell him everything that's going on with me. And I could be like, remember this and help me with these things. And he'll be able to help me with that. Like I couldn't imagine a more fulfilling, productive conversation that could be had with anyone.
He did turn water into wine. So.
Respect, bro. Respect. It's good, man. Like seeing my friends from when we were kids, man, and just seeing the growth that we went through over the years, man. I love that, man. Great answer.
If I could have a drink with anyone, I have my paternal grandmother, but my maternal grandmother passed in 2011. And she was more of the street grandma that tells you everything that you need to know. And she left me my senior year, so I had to go through college without her. So if I had to have a drink with anybody, it would be her.
That's what's up. I know
it would be a drink of Thunderbird, and I had to get a Newport.
I know that feeling, man. You know, my grandmother passed the year. I should have graduated 05. I graduated 06 from college, but she passed the summer of 05. And I should have graduated. So I know that feeling going through that next year without her. So, you know what I mean? That was my ace.
The day she passed, the date is the same date on my acceptance letter to University of Alabama.
Wow. Wow.
It's crazy.
That's crazy. Well, man, listen, another show's in the books, Kenny.
Yeah, man, another show. Hopefully our guests had a good time here, man. Have a good conversation.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, we definitely love to have you guys back too.
So we'd love to have all you guys back. Thank you once again, man. Like I said, it's another show in the books. You know, thank y'all for participating on the Bar Drinks and Entrees podcast. Shout out to our guests, Taylor, Ms. Elwitz, Eric, and Riley. Riley had to go, so you know, shout out to him as well. But you know, make sure y'all follow us on all of our. Make sure you check us out. We're on all of the streaming platforms: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and a couple of more. We also have a YouTube channel. Please subscribe. You know, make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, man. That's all we really ask. Kenny, did I miss anything?
Nah, man. Okay. We just asked all our guests. I don't know I think it's just maybe me right now, but we just asked all our guests to subscribe to our YouTube channel and or subscribe to whatever
at Bar Drinks and Entrees on Instagram, Bar Drinks and Entrees on Facebook. And our YouTube channel is Bar Drinks and Entrees as well. Like I said, thank you guys. You know, we seemed like we had a little bit of echo this time around. Don't know what was going on, but we fought through it. We powered through it like always, you know what I mean? And we still had a great show with great people, you know, great convo with great people. You know what I mean? So thank y'all again. We appreciate y'all. It's another episode in the books. I'm James. That's Kenny. We out of here, man.
Yes, sir.